come at like maybe 45 minutes in.
Oh, okay. Then well,
Nah, don't mind it.
There is a time on it,
Banks,
innit?
am I exaggerating?
Episode.
30 to 45.
Yeah, we had one episode where it was really bad that we forgot.
I don't think we did it.
We did the intro at the end.
I don't think we did it.
I don't think the word isn't bad. You need to be able to spin these things. At the time, what was going on is that
politician. The word was bad. We just got too into it.
Our conversations were so natural. It was flowing so well.
Yeah,
and then we done the intro at the end.
That makes sense.
I don't see anyone complaining about the intro being at the end. Do you know what I mean?
No one's complaining.
They were still happy to know who we were.
True.
Do you know what I mean? There was no issues with it. Yeah, and it was just us three. Do you know what I mean? There was no problem. So it's no problem.
At the start and they start talking in it.
Yeah.
Like Bible Biz and Banter, them man, they heard of them. Them man, they just start talking when you open it.
Yeah.
Come into like half an hour in.
And then
That's the type of vibe that we're on to,
intro there. Yeah. Just the kind of person to lose us the Spotify bag.
Yeah.
Like the executives will be here and they'll be like, they'll be like, what are your weaknesses? We don't intro. Yeah. We intro at the end.
You spin it like you said you were spinning. So
yeah, you have to turn around. Like,
so
this is quite a geeky one, yeah. So, but you see, at job interviews, when they ask you what your weakness is, what do you guys say? Do you remember?
You never say weakness. You say
I know, but like, what do you say though?
You spin it some like I think one of my weaknesses is that I'm too punctual.
The thing is, you can't do that because a cheeky interviewer will go back straight to you and be like, "Well, that is not a weakness."
No.
Are you able to answer this question?
I think I'm too much of a team player that I want to make sure that everyone feels too included. That we made it
again. That's
something.
That's okay. Is there something you say?
Do you know it is though? Yeah. What are you saying? But I remember when I was trying to get a job like last year, when I was looking at YouTube stuff, that's what the type of stuff that they were saying you should do. They were saying you should use your weaknesses as kind of like strengths. So say like, I'm always so focused on the goal that I struggle to share responsibility type of thing.
Exactly. So it has to be like what I've learned as well. What I've been told is something that you're working on.
Yeah.
So for instance, you can just start saying that. You're getting more used to sort of like structuring your plans or whatever, but like before it was this structured, but you're trying to get it more structured or something. It just has to be something that you're working on. You can't say stuff like I'm always too early. Oh my god. Oh my god. You tell me to be there 7 a.m. I'm there 5 a.m.
I'm too much of a hard worker.
You flip whatever you say from a positive.
I work so hard.
You add negative, small something, but is it something that they won't? You have to say something that they will feel okay. It may be a negative, but I'm happy with that negative.
When they ask like your strengths, what do you say?
Let's see.
How much can you big yourself up? Because
I'm too meticulous on certain tasks, so it might take me longer. It might take me longer to complete. Like you do something, but
that's not strength. Saying that you're too meticulous that you don't do stuff on time, it's a fucking weakness. The fight for that shit.
No, you're not, bro.
You say you're too meticulous. You say you're too meticulous. So what do you call it? You struggle to keep in deadlines, but then you've realized that you need to do so. You give yourself.
Gio.
You give yourself.
I'm gonna stop you. Wash your head.
You give yourself a strength.
Good thing this nigga just got a job.
You give yourself a strength.
I know you weren't saying this shit.
You chat about your strength, and then you speak about how is, let's say, a weakness, and then you basically say action.
You don't though, do you?
Isn't that what you just said?
No, that's the weakness. The strength, you just have to say
strength.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're still saying weakness.
I'm still saying weakness.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Okay, that makes sense.
Your strength.
This nigga said I don't meet deadlines.
You chat about anything.
This nigga said, I'm on turn it in. I'm handing that thing in at 12:05.
Oh wait, did you see that tweet on the TL the other day when that girl was like, my essay on turn it in was 77%? You saw that, innit?
Throw it away.
No, she could pattern that still.
Yeah, what? That was the funniest thing.
Everybody's essay.
She could pattern that still. I think I handed.
Tell us, how can you pattern
it? My dissertation. My dissertation was like 40% or something.
Whoa!
No. But
what's the highest you can get?
It depends.
Yeah, what is the highest you can get?
I'm not sure.
Actually, to be fair, like,
it depends what your project is. It depends how big your
yeah.
project is, and it depends how you reference as well. Because the reference I put my reference in, like is a footnote, but when you put it and turn it in, the footnote counts a part of the text. So when it does it says, okay, so you got this from this website, but it's the website fucking name. So like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, she may say 77%, but really and truly, if it was 77%, my go straight, she won't put the T.
I can't lie to you. Anything over 50% for me is mad.
Yeah, it's mad. That's not your work anymore.
Goddamn.
That you've put together different textbooks or different people's work, and then you've just
done.
Bye.
Don't kill me.
70%.
I hope my girl's okay though.
No, bro. I hope she learns from this as well. I hope.
Still talking about the TL, yeah. You want to see the Gorilla Glue thing?
Oh,
Yeah. It was funny. She did this.
it's done now. It's done now.
Okay, so
She did tip.
Oh my god.
I was busting up, yeah.
She did tip tap.
Because you know what's funny, yeah? Initially, wait, there's funny. When I first saw Gorilla Glue, like obviously, man knew what Gorilla Glue was. So when I saw the tweet, I was like,
Is you dumb?
I was like, you can't be on about the Gorilla Glue. I was like, she can't be on about the Gorilla Glue that I'm thinking of. Like,
No.
I feel like if you treat your hair like that, you don't deserve to.
No. I don't know what she expected.
But how do you actually get it off? How do you get it off?
Man, it's always say shave it off. It's like this. You can't. There's nothing to. There's no
I think it's gonna have to be an operation. And the thing is, she didn't even try to start getting it off until like weeks after. So let's say
no, I'm busting up. Do you know I'm busting up? Because I'm thinking about the video when she put the shampoo and the hair weren't moving.
it's not hair anymore. You know,
my voice was quivering.
what's it? You know, like cartoons. How the hair looks.
Like
She's like,
I think it's
she's a character from Toy Story now. Like,
It's pardonable. She'll probably have to
she
go
was
to.
crying. Oh my god.
brother.
She'll probably have to go to the hospital, and then they'll probably give a solution to dissolve whatever formula is in the Gorilla Glue. It's pardonable.
I don't think it. Do you know why I don't think it is though? Because you see, let's say you've done it within 24 hours of when it happened.
Yeah.
It has been weeks.
That shit is set
The bad
in.
thing is probably once it's set in, so 1 hour or 2 hours, but once it's set in, it's not moving. You can even go there an hour later, it's just not moving. So I'm like,
She did this.
I know in America, yeah, it's like 100k bill right there.
Yeah.
That's your thing gone. No, man.
No, guys.
Man, she went like that.
She did this. You can hit TikTok.
It wasn't
You know what I'm saying,
moving.
fam?
bro.
I'm going to chat Gorilla Glue, can be your sponsor, fam. Show you how it works, fam.
Man,
They
it's not
should
with it.
release a hairline. No. They should release hairline
You
product.
are taking the
No.
piss.
Capitalize on this shit. You should release a hairline product.
You think?
It's mad what people would do for the drip or for the looks.
Oh,
I mean,
damn.
it's crazy. But like, I don't feel bad for her. I
Yeah,
just
man,
I
them
feel
don't really
bad
have
for
that
her.
type of struggle though.
No, man, don't know how that. I feel bad for her. It was just small lack
Feel
of judgment.
bad?
No, it was small lack of judgment.
small.
I feel for that, fam.
I don't think she expected it.
No, I get
I feel bad
that.
for
I get that, but like, I just feel like, how old is she? Like, if you're doing stuff,
She
this is
looks
the
like a
kind of
grown
stuff you smack your little cousins for. Come on.
But you know, I don't think she will have that.
There are certain things that you're not allowed to read the instructions for. I mean, there's certain things that you have to read the instructions for. So obviously, if you're doing DIY, cool. Every now and then you might not read the instructions, but if you're putting something on your skin and on your face,
You read that fucking instructions.
Seriously.
you read
because you don't
You read
even know
those
if it can like mess up your
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying?
your
Like-
scalp and stuff.
Nah.
I feel like
We pray
maybe
for her.
maybe where she's not really understood how strong Gorilla Glue
That's
is.
it. That's what I'm saying.
That
It's
might-
small
that might
lack
have
of
been
Fam,
one.
judgment.
Gorilla Glue. Like, I'm saying like,
Wait, honestly, yeah.
Full said it's in the name.
the name, fam.
Listen, I've just said your name, so I guess I might as well do the intro. So I'm just gonna go into it. Yeah. You're now locked into the Unfiltered podcast, a podcast where we talk about life, relationships, and dilemmas. On the pod today, we've got
David.
and then we've got
G.O.
and then we've got a guest in the building today.
For me.
We've got Fumi, the lead, the owner of the brand Force Perspective.
Perspective.
Force Perspective.
I didn't love it.
God, you didn't practice your lines and it shows.
And then you got Collar in the building today.
Come on.
What's everyone saying? How's everyone
Come on.
doing on this lovely morning? We good?
Good man.
Oh, we start with me. Yeah, I'm good.
You don't sound good.
No, I'm
Like,
good.
if you have to ask if I'm starting with
recovering.
you-
I'm recovering from the gorilla hair woman. Like I'm still laughing inside. I'm not gonna
Fair
lie to you.
enough, man.
That
That's-
woman's killing me.
To be fair, like
We
for
pray
people
for her.
that are just listening, Gio was literally in tears.
We
just
pray
now.
for her.
Yeah.
We pray for her. Honestly,
It's really.
because I imagine that gives me like that gives you claustrophobic vibes.
You just have to imagine that
You don't even have
that's
to put
your
hair
hair now.
You don't have to put hair tie on your.
Just about to
Wait,
start
sorry,
laughing
quickly,
again.
yeah. You see, obviously been there for like a month, yeah. Especially when you get dandruff by now. Must have like a badness.
It must have itched or something.
There's bare problems, isn't it?
Can't
Yeah.
wash your hair.
I think maybe she's exaggerating. No, but the sincerity in her voice was way too much. Her voice was
We
quivering.
saw the shampoo.
She was-
We saw it. The way hair reacts to shampoo, it's like
She did.
Do you know what I mean? We saw it. That's not cling film.
My girl did this on her nails with the acrylic nails. I said, nah.
Dave, how are you doing today, mate?
I'm calm, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
Out here.
My guy, he's stressed already. He's stressed already.
I need to know why did Ben go off like that?
I don't think it wasn't convincing.
Bro, you sure, bro?
Yeah.
Dave, when you got your mind.
Now I'm questioning myself. Am I good? No, man. I'm blessed, man. I'm good.
And like just for reference, I'm gonna call you for today, if that's okay. But like, how you doing, bro?
I'm good at hair, fam. Obviously, lockdown's trying to get to me, man. I'm not even lying, man.
Yeah.
No gym, no nothing, fam.
It's
Yeah.
I think that's the worst part.
Oh, fam.
Yeah.
The first month of lockdown, yeah, I was like, fam, my mum's not careful. I want to move like this. I was on right move. I was trying to say it right now. I was like, nah, I can't do this with my mum.
I'm so finished because I downloaded this rap move as well.
Right, even Zoopla.
I can't do this, but 9 months later, we're still here, man. We're good, bro.
before lockdown. How like were you always out? Are you that kind of person that you're always out, or is it just the fact that you just have to? You've been in the house so long together.
I'm not always out in it, but like I have a spurts in it. So it'd be like 1 weekend I'm out Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Cool.
One weekend, 2 weeks I'm back at home in it. But it's more just having the ability to go out if I wanted to. That.
Yeah, that's it.
The worst thing is now, yeah, it's like everybody's free, but there's nothing to do. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
There's only so much Netflix you can watch as well.
Yo,
I've watched too much Netflix.
Yo.
Like,
I can't even finish thinking anymore.
I started watching Lupin the other day. Have you remember watching? Is it
Yeah,
Lupin?
the French thing, yeah.
Have you
I
remember
watched
watched
it. I
that?
watched it still.
Yeah,
Apparently
watched
the
it.
reviews are good though.
Apparently it bangs, isn't it? Yeah.
have you watched
I
it?
watched it, yeah.
I ain't finished it though. Don't ruin it for me, man.
Like
I'm on like episode 2.
Oh,
No, 3.
it's on my list. It's one of them ones where like even good shows don't inspire me to watch good shows.
Fam,
Yeah.
I was so
Right, do you know what I
desperate.
mean?
I started watching Bridgerton. That shit is ass.
Oh, Bridgerton. Yeah, that shit's hella
solid
meaty.
6 out of
But
10.
do you know what it is? I think it's more of like a
Man,
romance thing.
Yeah,
innit?
that's-
Yeah, but even I even appreciate shit like that in some
What you about to
guys.
say?
Because Bridgerton is one of those things that's like, man, what's that thing where you're not stuff that you're not allowed to like, but you like your
Oh, guilty pleasures.
It's those kind of things. One of my guilty pleasures. It's like stuff that I don't actually say out that I watch. Like, obviously, I've said it now.
no, 'cause
You're
but
not,
the
you're
day,
not allowed to let the streets know that.
yeah. But you see, the night it came out,
You
I
watched
finished.
it.
I
But
binged it.
okay, maybe I didn't give an. I'm on episode 4 though. There's like
No.
8 episodes.
Like, it's one of those kind of shows are kind of those things where like if you don't like it, you don't like it. Like if for the kind of show that it was, yeah, it wasn't even that good. But like because like as I said, it's a guilty pleasure. I still finished it anyways. Like I'd give it like a 6.5 in the rank of the kind of that kind of stuff. That I watch.
I'm watching it, yeah. First few were alright, yeah. They got to like 2 or 3 episodes where like she went back to his place and it was cheating. And then I had it in the background, fam. They got to the end, like, all right, it's finished. Like,
Like, you just kind of lose it. Yeah. Do you know, I started watching that Snowfall thing. That
There's a
bang.
bang. There's a bang.
Yo, that's
Where'd
on
you
my.
watch it?
That's
'Cause
on
I've been
my
trying to watch
BBC
it.
iPlayer.
Ooh, I went
I
to
plugged
Prime.
you, and everyone watching this, I plugged you like.
Snowfall's hard.
Bang.
Snowfall's
I just finished
hard.
season 1 the other day.
How many seasons are there?
So I think-
There's 3 seasons currently, but there's a 4th season is about to come out.
Yeah. They're going.
I even binge watched Homeland. I'm not sure if anyone watches
I
that.
watched
Homeland,
Homeland,
yeah,
seasons,
Homeland's a
though.
Fam, I binge watched all of it. And do you know what is it? It's slow to begin, so you need to give it like 3-4 episodes every season, and
Is
then
Homeland the one with that? It's that blonde woman. who's
Yeah,
the main character.
yeah,
innit? Okay, yeah.
It
I
slaps,
think
it slaps,
I
it
think I've
slaps, it
seen
slaps,
it.
it slaps,
I
it
think
slaps, it slaps.
So
that
yeah.
one. Even what's it called? Designated Survivor, Shooter.
That's
bangs. That's Designated Survivor bang. I was so mad.
See, look how many shows we've all watched. We're
Can you
just,
imagine?
this is what
Can you
lockdown's
actually
been doing
imagine?
to us. You just watch too many shows. After a while, you just feel so jobless. Like I can sit down, I'll wake up, do nothing, watch shows for like 2 hours, and I'll be like, I gotta do something. I just gotta go walk around the house,
Even
just
2
for
hours
the
is-
sake of it.
2
Like,
hours is
just,
reasonable, my guy.
Content.
Yeah.
So like sometimes this is bummy, yeah. So I'll wake up here, like I'll probably wake up at like 12. I probably won't actually go downstairs until like 5 p.m.
Swear.
Like just fucking binge watch, and then I look at my life and just like. And the thing
yeah,
is,
you get like a productivity spurt.
Yeah,
so
you
you
get-
just wanna
you get
go
productivity
downstairs, do a couple
spurt.
push-ups. You just do whatever you can.
you realize
like,
you
to
have
make
best
yourself
shit.
feel like
Yeah,
you're doing
you
shit.
realize you have best shit you're doing, even like business wise. So you like focus on little stuff that you're doing here around here, around there, but still like you waste a fucking 5 hours of your day, my guy.
Do you know what I find crazy though? Yeah, is that like when lockdown first, the initial lockdown. Like, I remember I was talking to a lot with these guys at that time, and we were in the midst of like a mad productivity spurt at the time. Like we was go even for like we were so happy about the amount of time that we had. I remember like Dave started learning what's the name of that software, Illustrator.
Illustrator,
like they were adding to our cells and stuff, and it's crazy to see like how much time
I gave up on that shit.
You got to a good decent standard. Like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
How much time is too much time? Does that make sense? Like you begin to think what it genuinely is the essence of life if we didn't actually have a purpose or there's not something that we work to.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of the time I've probably said things like if I had peas right now, like maybe I'd retire and stuff, but I don't think I can.
Far too young.
Yeah,
I don't think I can.
I think I'll be able to. Having P will give me the ability. Like Kylie Jenner, for example, she had P, but I think having that P gave her the ability to do what she wanted to do. So she launched whatever, Kylie Cosmetics, etc., etc. So having P, it doesn't mean that you're retired. It just means you're able to do the shit you want to do.
Yeah,
you have no fear of lack of funds.
I'm saying where I might have wanted to do that in the past. Like what all of this time has shown me is
that you don't want to do.
Like I need to be stimulated. There doesn't get to be
something to be going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, you know what easy? Actually, for like us, like we're like commoners. We have to work to earn that money.
I said commoners.
So, compared to the rich people, innit? So
100.
it's a thing where like, cause we work so long to earn money. We're like, I wish just had money and have to work. But you realize that you actually want a bit of work in your life, a bit of purpose, a bit of Like, even the Amazon guy that left, he said he left because he's tired of doing that. He wants to do his own personal side projects now full time, innit?
Is it? Is that why? But you know, like, okay,
I was seeing obviously the conspiracy theorists come out. So I was seeing people say shit like he must have done something mad.
Yeah, coming from someone that actually knows quite a bit about like business. Do you reckon we're like 3, 4, 5 months away from hearing that there was a scandal that might have led him? Because I feel like he's led Amazon for so long and he's taking them heights to heights to heights that it feels crazy that.
And the other thing is, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but I feel like it's only in recent years you kind of knew who he was.
Facts.
Like, do you know what I'm saying?
For the look, Amazon's been about. So
I don't know if it was partially influenced by the wife scandal. That was a big thing that rose his profile. But I think just in general, his profile kind of rose. Like you knew who he was a bit more in recent years in comparison to before, where it was kind of just like Amazon's popping, everybody knows. But then
even with this thing, because from what I've understood here, it's more of a case that he's taking a backseat role in it. So I say he still has a prominent position in the company. He's just not obviously heading it. So I think more of the case is that he's trying to take a step back from the limelight in it, or the limelight. Because the limelight would have followed him as the leader of Amazon. So now he doesn't hold that position, and especially with the divorce, my guy's gonna try and privatize his life again, which you can't blame him for.
No, I heard that.
When you reach that level, though, innit?
I don't want to be. I don't want to be famous in life, you know.
You don't want to be famous,
especially the way that's like not the social media nowadays, fam. Is that once you're famous, people just start digging up stuff on you.
Definitely.
Even you see on the TL every day, small hype, and then they'll.
You already know the pattern of the TL, though, innit? Like somebody does well, their old tweets get dug up, then they have to do an apology.
Yeah, you're not allowed the life.
Yeah,
it's like if you've got like people always translate. It's such a problem. They translate things like clout to sort of like credibility. Because somebody else clout, it means that they have to have this moralistic standards. Mad people have clout, bruh. What do you mean?
The reality is the people that you probably fuck with, that you follow, they got mad
crazy.
I saw a tweet saying that, fam, listen, don't hold up to any sort of standard. I'm not your moral.
I'm doing me. That's very accurate, though. Don't ever look at me and think I'm a role model. Please, I'm not.
Those are done with them was that do damage control from the beginning. For other people, let's say they would have gained that clout. Obviously. Let's say it was even spontaneous, so they never had the forethought to let's say make sure all their tweets were clean from the beginning of their account. And then what do you call it? Obviously 122. You see on the table every day 122. You dig up this. Oh yeah, you were colorist. We cancelled you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's tight.
Yeah, but ain't nobody got time to be going through.
People have time. People have time.
No. I'm saying the actual person. Like I'm saying
to be doing it.
Yeah, like I'm saying like let's say I was tweeting on a mad thing in 2012.
Not that you are.
Not that I was. Don't nobody go looking for my old tweets. But I'm just saying, like, let's say I did that, like, at the age now, like 7, 8 years later, you ain't gonna remember. That doesn't mean it's an excuse. I'm just saying, isn't it? Like,
the minute you get prominent, like say for instance, like, do you know what I mean, the pod, like takes off on a mad way now, yeah, you lot are not gonna know, but I know somebody that's gonna go and clean up stuff. Like I'm not, none of you lot are bringing down my bag. You know what I mean? It's standard stuff that people do. Yeah. Like if when management companies are about to take on like new artists, they do it. It's standard stuff.
Even politicians,
try and find out
even
what's
they're trying to do
like
they will try and dig up the dirt for themselves before they start going to the
what you can do on Twitter actually, because you know, remember last April when they were just cancelling all this.
I refer to it as the bloodbath of 2020.
Wait,
This you?
No, that was scary because anybody was tweeting and they just get hit with a miss you.
I said, madam, clear your history. It's all the
Nah, there was one particular night that I popped off properly, fam. I don't think I slept until like 5 a.m. The TL was hot. The TL was hot and everybody was holding stock.
It was burning, man.
Everybody was hot. People even going so far as to search themselves just to make sure that there's nothing happening.
Nigga, I searched myself.
I was one tweet when the guy exposed his stock. I remember it. The guy went to go bring up his own
that's
and he said he can't catch me. I was screaming. I said he did damage limitation himself.
There was that brother that came out and just said, listen, cancel me.
No, because it's better when you drag yourself.
If they said I did some stuff, I did that shit. Do you know what I mean? You just have to claim it. But I don't know. It's the life that we're living right now. Mr. Four, would you like to let our listeners know who you are, what you do, and like what your platform is? You know, give us a brief one there.
So obviously, you guys can call me Four in it. Know me as Four. I've got what should I even call it? Like, initially it was a blog website, innit? I wrote articles pertaining to like politics, financial markets, and mainly African development at first. But it's actually sort of like just evolved into like Insta page now. So I also like to provide like digestible content on like politics, investing, and like African development. So like it's a bit of everything. So how it came about, I actually started like Nigeria, innit? So I went to Nigeria in 2018 to do like an internship there. KPMG, like management consulting.
Interesting.
I thought I'd do something different in it. Like I was at uni, like best time to do something different in it. Obviously, my dad lives in Nigeria full time now, innit? So like, I just stayed with him in it. And obviously, I was out there. It was calm. It was good. And obviously, you know, Nigeria is like, like for us, man, when we go back there, we're kind of wealthy when we go there. You enjoy life, but fam, where I lived here, it was a calm area. But fam, literally, when you cross the highway, bruv, there's essentially poverty everywhere. Like, people and shit. And I was like, raw, like
that's the thing about Nigeria.
The sort of inequality within Nigeria, we're literally like on your doorstep, it poverty. It's mad, innit? Obviously, like Nigeria's like quite a wealthy country. Like, you look at like Dubai, United Emirates, they might have oil. Oil's what's made them blue in it. You have oil, but why haven't we blown in it? So I did my own sort of reading, bought a couple of books. I sort of like the start of my sort of blog in it, and my perspectives on like African development. And obviously, I'm into like economics and politics, so I'm actually involved in it. That's what started it, and then jumped on Instagram. That's what I'm mainly on now. Still write blogs here and there, but that's
that you've got a whole platform, bro. Like I had a look, and there was so much insightful information there. Like you've done an amazing job, and it's quite concise, it's straightforward. Like everything is there for you to see. Like if you're a novice, like you can get very, very informed in the first like few minutes of getting to your.
For someone our age, that's a very different thing to do still. Like you don't see people our age chatting on homeland
stuff. Like it's really good. So that's what triggered it for you. That was, you said, in 2018 is what made yourself start going into stuff and writing about all of that stuff. What is it that you studied at uni?
I studied economics and politics.
Okay.
So like in that I already had an interest in like politics and economics for one.
Cool.
Like my dad now, he works in like the Nigerian government.
Okay.
So like he's always been into like African politics. So from like a young age, I've just listened here and there, pick stuff up. So
fair enough.
That's why. And also like with the subjects, I feel like it's that they complement each other quite well.
Yeah.
How I see the world is that you can't look at the economics or the politics or politics or the economics.
True.
So,
hand in hand type.
Literally right, bro. So like that's why I studied that.
And see, when you studied that, like, what did you look to do? Like, what was the career path you're pursuing? Did you have one or?
Yeah. So basically, for me, I don't want to be in like financial services from like young.
Okay.
But there's like I didn't know where in it. But arguably my degree wasn't necessarily for that. It's more out of what I enjoyed. So like I just enjoyed like reading about politics. I did it for
That's
A-level.
interesting though, because I feel like as black people, I don't know, you rarely have the privilege of sort of going to go and study what you enjoy. You kind of just you choose a career path and then you sort of go for it so that you can say to your parents that this is my career.
Yeah, but with my guys, yeah, because his thing is a serious thing serious quote unquote from the get go. Like if I told my mum and dad, I'm trying to do economics and politics, and that's some shit that I enjoy. Hallelujah all around.
Nah, but like, okay, let me make you laugh here. My mom would be like, "What is the job out of economics and politics?"
You can, okay.
Because my parents are very, they're very
I
like
was gonna say,
straight career traditional.
I was about to say
Yeah.
because from my parents, if I gave them something like economics and politics, they'll understand that's a very broad and transferable type of
Hey, you right.
course.
Hey, you
get what I'm
right. You
saying?
spitting.
So, but obviously, it depends on the let's say the level of openness and understanding of the parents who
in
raised you. You get what I'm
comparison,
saying?
Yeah, so okay,
So-
maybe I was just talking from my point of view, less
Nah,
like
because
a wider.
I get you though, because my thing, even like me when I was going to uni, it was never a thing of go do what you enjoy. It was a thing of
Go
what
do
is going to give you
What's
a
the
solid
career
career path
Yeah.
to follow down.
Yeah.
And like you're right as well, because what's funny is that I went not a minute.
Yeah.
But basically, what you're saying is tricky. My dad was like, "What are you gonna get out of this innit?" But because it's what he enjoyed, it's fine. But to show you how you're right, yeah, is that I wanted to go Knots in it, yeah. Went Knots in the end, but I was like, so I applied for the UCAS, like yeah, wrote Knots, Bath, Oxford, Exeter, another one, Warwick.
Oh,
innit?
good.
Oxford,
then-
as in Oxford, as
But I
in.
didn't get into anything, so don't worry about that one.
Why'd you highlight it, bro?
The fact that you had the courage to even apply in the
Nah,
first.
like,
Me,
you
I
ain't
didn't
know,
have
you ain't
any such. They didn't even. What's Cambridge?
No, my dad felt. No, I wanted to apply, but he was like, "You have to apply." The guy
Yeah.
looked at everything to revise. So yeah, but the thing is that I should not seen it because my boys were going and other people were going there. But then when I was like, Nottingham, go to Bath, put Bath for your first. I'm like, Bath is a respectable uni. You're not can just go and just party and party.
And you were there thinking, yeah, that's where I want to go.
That's the point.
Yeah, right now, my dad wanted me to go to where I'll get the best education and we'll get the best way into like the best way in life, innit?
Yeah.
So, African parents do have that to an extent, so like you're definitely right there.
Yeah. But like it's like, but then it's interesting to see that it was something that you actually enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and then you've gone and then so yeah. What kind of career paths were you looking into? You were saying that you were looking to financial services.
Yeah. So obviously that's quite a broad field. So
Yeah.
I was thinking getting I have a lot of love for him in it. Is that from young he sort of like put me on like the work experience. In year 11, I went to Thomson Reuters for like a one week or two.
Okay.
Year 12, I went to Societe Generale for a private banking firm. Like it was back office, but like it's just experience.
You can
innit?
see, yeah.
That
Yeah,
shit on
it's
your
like-
CV will
Yeah,
hold weight.
it's like-
So
But like you want me to see these are where I want you to go, or like where you want to be going to, and see what it's like have that goal in mind, and we go from there. Obviously, when I went to uni, then the sort of thing where I was like, cool, I have 3 years to sort of like find what I want to do, and obviously financial services like insurance, investment banking, accounting, everything. So cool, I said, maybe I get a bit different thing each year, see what I enjoy and come out. So like first year, I was like, cool, let me see what I can do. I did BlackRock for the summer, cool.
Mad.
I didn't apply for the normal way, innit? This way you have to use your network, fam. So it was initially like a
It's not what you know, it's who you know. Type of
literally,
thing.
fam. Like it's like a 2-week thing at first, but then I was just bugging them. I was like, can I stay for a bit longer, innit? So it turns like a 4 to 6 week thing, innit? So 6 weeks, so 4 to 6, yeah. So second time I did KPMG, and then my final time I did Willis Towers Watson, which is like insurance / investment consulting. So obviously doing a bit of each in it, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. What I like the most, which pays the most money, and then I'll be real. That's the part of it.
Yeah.
And then what can I see myself doing like 9 to 5 every day for like next years? And obviously, I feel like I enjoyed investment management. I enjoy like investing, like doing little thesis and that on the side. So I was like, and it pays well in it. So I was like, cool. I left uni, like that's what I want to do. So that's sort of like got me to where I am.
Let's speak on that real quick, because obviously one of the things we've covered on this pod is entrepreneurship, yeah. But then the other aspect of things, which I think is important to also cover, is the fact that a 9 to 5 is a very much sustainable and good career path to follow. Because I feel like a lot of the time, one of the things that, and I don't like saying generational stuff because I feel like our generation, I'm about to contradict myself, but I feel like one of the things that our generation does is that we say that everything is a thing of our generation. Our generation is sex craved. Our generation, when these are loads of things that have happened in each generation.
in fact.
So don't get twisted. There are some things that are specific to our one,
Yeah, bro.
such as social media. But I definitely think in our generation, entrepreneurship seems to be a thing that is actively
on steroids.
pushed and encouraged a lot more. So just on the series.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to speak about, and I wanted to get false perspective. See my flame words. See my flame words.
You rapping it?
Yeah, I'm rapping. But one of the things I wanted to get your perspective on, and just everyone's, was the fact that on 9 to 5s, because I feel like it is a thing nowadays that everybody is for entrepreneurship, but there is nothing wrong with having a very good, stable 9 to 5 job, having a system, having a plan, which is gonna lead you to having a very well, like good, leading a good life. Do you get what I'm saying?
Facts.
You see what it is, yeah. I'm not even that sort of big on. It's needed entrepreneurship in it, but like the sort of crave for it. Like I'm like, but why are you craving it? I feel like a part of it's actually psychological, and like we want to sort of be our own sort of owners, of our own sort of stuff. Like obviously because of the black community as well, we're compared to other communities. Because our wealth is quite, or there's a lot less in it. So like we're building wealth in our communities through entrepreneurship. Also, a lot of us are kind of like disenfranchised or just disinterested with like the normal like route of education to like the workplace, because obviously like racism and that is, so I get that.
Yeah,
in
it's
it.
very prominent.
Me personally, 9 to 5 is prime. I don't want to cause issue, but I feel like 9 to 5, yeah, if you plan it properly, you can be earning money, you will have a business.
Facts.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's like
Facts.
I'm comfy with 9 to 5 side hustles. Like my page, yeah, I haven't monetized it yet because like I enjoy it. When
Yeah.
you start monetizing it, it's like a job and it's like a vibe. I want to enjoy it. 9 to 5, I want my money, put into other things outside. So that's my view.
Yeah.
Like it's important, but do what you enjoy as well. Like 9 to 5 is a good way of actually funding your side hustle as well.
Yeah.
We start straight away with your side hustle. You getting capital. Where you getting capital from?
That's the question.
Are you starting it? And you saw with the, I love our community, but you saw how it is with our community where like you have a business, you get drawn out on the TL, business finished, collapse.
Yeah.
Like the hair thing the other day. I work in 9 to 5 and I get called out. You don't know where I work.
Yeah. You're not calling my
I don't care about your the nonsense like cancel things. So as well, like it's kind of like that. That's what I think, innit?
No, like, I think even the things that brings you to the highest point as someone that works for somebody, as like a 9 to 5er for lack of a better word, is what actually makes you succeed as an entrepreneur. Being punctual. Do you know what I mean? Being coachable.
We came full circle.
I see what you did there.
Why was your niggas attacking each other on that?
Nah, you
Listen,
don't remember at the start when he was talking about his strengths and qualities.
I just got that. Oh,
Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry. Go on.
yeah, like, do you know what I mean? Being punctual, being coachable, attention to detail. All these things that like your managers actually constantly demands of you. If you don't have that in your business is going nowhere. You're just gonna have an Insta page where you call yourself a CEO, but there's nothing. Okay, you are a CEO of a local, and that's the end of it. So like, do you know what I mean? I don't think is a case where like, I think because of my personality type, obviously like I'm drawn to both. So like I don't think it has to be one or the other. But
Yeah, that is true as well.
I feel like genuinely you can. The people that have the greatest, the people that know business, that are leaders in the business field, they learn from somewhere. The whole idea of doing the 9 to 5 is a form of training at the same time. Do you know what I mean? You're not just working for someone, you're learning, you're building experience. So yeah, like, but you see where our generation is so like ingrained with the entrepreneurial stuff is because a lot of the times an entrepreneur would, I think we've said this so many times on the pod already, entrepreneur will suffer for like 5-10 years, make it, start posting Bentleys on Insta, and everyone's like, I want to be like him. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, do you know what I mean? You don't. Yeah.
Because you can't suffer like how
You
they
don't
were
know what.
suffering.
Yeah. Like you're not on it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the whole quick fix thing. What was it about?
So, you touched on a really good point about the school need to start an entrepreneurship. Yeah, you will learn in business, like in a firm. It's like investment banking, investment management. There's a lot of firms, yeah, which have been created like in the last 20 years, which are like they're named after people like Merlis and Co. or ProLevel and Bird Partners. These are like boutique M&A firms, yeah. The people who started these companies came from bulge bracket companies initially, like normal corporate firms.
Okay.
Worked their way up, then started their own M&A company, but they learned the skills to have that company working in like
from there.
From a normal 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you can't. Unless you go read a book about it, or like you have to experience.
But
working in a company.
even reading a book about it is not going to give you the same level of understanding,
Of
the same
experience.
level as thing is.
Just for because obviously, like I'll encourage everyone to go and look up for stuff. But just for our audience that might not know exactly what M&A is, drop some knowledge on them. Drop some knowledge on them.
M&A is mergers and acquisitions. So essentially, it's part of corporate finance.
Yeah.
Essentially, where like investment bankers essentially will advise companies on let's say it's buy side and sell side to it. So the buy side is the company that's acquiring another company. Sell side one that's being bought. So you have M&A bankers on both sides to help them essentially value the company they want to buy, get the right price. Essentially, like the brokers in the middle, basically helping them essentially, do the transaction. So that's essentially what they do. So like, they're like glorified brokers. I'm not going to.
But that's where the money's at.
Glorified brokers. That percentage from that deal is gonna switch somebody. So let's make it clear.
Yeah, that's where the money's at. But it's an interesting one because at the same time, you touch on the idea that we are disenfranchised, and so there is a need for ownership. It's something that needs to be encouraged in the society in our community at the same time. But I'm talking about the black community. But it's getting the balance because I feel as though I don't want to say, but with our generation, it always seems to be extremities. It always seems to be like we're either on one side or we're on the other. Do you know what I mean? It's never like someone trying to either merge both or
it's social media's fault.
Be in the middle. You're not lying, bro.
It's social media's fault.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, people see the glorified aspect of entrepreneur life, and then their clocks like, oh yeah, like you said, I want to do that, I want to do that. Fam, you've seen the good stuff. My guy's been eating Gary for the past 3 years, bro.
And to a certain degree, it's not people's fault anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard not to take in what you see. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at a certain point, you just kind of have to
it's not...
have a bit of insight.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not people's fault. Obviously, you see something and you want it. That's human nature. But you may see something and want it, but then lacking the common sense to really understand how that person grasps it is where a lot of people fuck up with or fuck themselves up. Yeah. What's wrong?
I was just guessing my man.
Streams hard. Honestly, do you see what I'm saying? No, I'll ask you, but I don't want you to snitch on the barber.
That's funny. I see him post a snap the other day, and I was like,
no, it was yesterday.
I was like,
Now, let's call out Mr. Soulford. Listen, this nigga put a toothpick there, and I was like, you slag.
I saw him, and
I was like, Joe, you slag.
Why am I struggling again? Uncle Boris.
Police.
Nina.
I got him.
Get to your listeners.
Just a little side point for them to know what I'm saying.
For this, another question, sort of like just pin on exactly just the jump from what you studied and what you were looking to actually go into career wise, because you've already said like the experience that you got, but like is this for someone that's trying to get into like the investment sector, the M&A stuff, the insurance, the financial sector, like how would economics and how would you make that jump? Obviously we know all the direct ways, but like how would you have made, I mean, what was you looking to, or is it quite direct? Do they ask for that?
So it's a grad scheme basically how you get into it, but it's actually quite funny that I need to study economics to get into what I want to get into. Like a lot of like field like financial services now, they actually don't necessarily need you to study like a traditional role. Yeah. What more is the skills you've learned in your degree? So like even a lot of firms now, they're actually looking for like people study chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, maths, because they have certain skills, numerical skills and analytical skills which they need in their company, because a lot of the work you do in M&A, business management, but if you're front of Excel a lot of the time just doing it. So basically like you need that skill. So studying economics obviously it helps because I learned a bit of maths in there, but it's not necessarily needed. And also the value a lot more now is experience or like certain like passion for what you want to do, because more time when you go into a grad scheme they will teach you for the first year and a half to do the modelling. So necessarily you don't need to have the skills originally, but you have the passion for it. You have a certain like drive, be intellectually curious. That's another key when they need there. So that's shown through like in societies you join in. Like, I'm my own sort of page that can maybe be seen as that, or like outside in it. So but it's like the jump. So like you have grad schemes for most of these firms in it. But obviously it's quite competitive in it. So another route which I say people should actually look at is like going to middle office, because obviously everyone wants to be front office in it. So that's where the money is. Like, you're the analyst, you're the M&A, but obviously middle office like another route in. Still get paid quite well, but if you go to middle office, you work your way up, you can get into front office. So like those are the two routes I'd say in it of getting into like these sort of financial services industry.
Cool. I'm gonna spin the block on you, man. These men they're not gonna see this coming because we're already on a very, very serious tip right now. But you see when
where are you going with this?
Now listen, man. At least I warned you, man. Innit? Yeah. At least I didn't even just drop the question. Yeah. But you see how if someone's working in financial services, what did Ting say for that? Like what? What's the reaction when man drops the
What? You're looking at a career change?
Wait.
No, I'm fine. No, Dave, I'm okay.
Before you no.
I want to clarify that. What do you mean? Like
Before you answer his question, wait, full. Before you answer his question, let's say newly graduate, because obviously we'll come to the things in a minute. newly graduate. Yeah. Let's say you go into the field. Please give us a spectrum of the financial earnings of someone.
So you looking at careers?
Give us
actually, the person that's quite recently looking at different industries, isn't it?
Yeah, those have been really quite well, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
I can
people
tell
are
a lot of
liking
people
like,
taking to that.
cause I feel like one issue just before I go into it, like people don't actually know how much you earn or like the potential earnings in a certain sector. When people say, "Oh, it's a low starting salary, I don't want to go into it," but they know that after 2-3 years, when you finally pass your from accounting, when you first start,
That's it.
it's low. But once you get ACA,
That's it.
making money, man.
You're making money.
Make money and shine. That's that sort of thing. So, but yeah, sort of touching on like different areas. So like obviously the highest paying is investment banking, front office, but that's because obviously that's where like they're called revenue generating roles, where they generate the revenue for the company, actually get paid more, and also you do the longer hours there. Investment management a bit behind, but that's because the working hours are a lot nicer, and also like it's just the money they make is not as much as say investment banking companies, in it, because you're more managing assets in investment management rather than actually generating deals.
Okay.
But it's still a lot. Don't get twisted. Like so, like say investment banking on average for like the board bracket firm is 50k starting salary analyst. You're eating good, but the hours are just a myth in it. Investment management, we've seen like 35 to 40k, 45 some of them. Hours are nicer, but still we're doing quite a lot of work. You have insurance, which is a bit like it varies. Like the big three firms, innit? So I'm at one of the big three in it right now. So they, like,
Oh God, it's up.
huh? No,
Someone.
Okay, it's up.
like it's mid-30s, but some insurance companies, like it can be like high 20s, in it. Obviously, again, you do the exams after exams, it goes up in it. So like it varies. Obviously, consulting, that one's a bit weird. So like, there's so many different areas in consulting that you can do, and also like again, like depends on the company size. And all these stats I'm quoting, it depends on the company size. I'm using like the best case
Scenario.
Like, consulting, you can be earning like the KPMGs, your EYs, the big four. Like
Bo had to do some clearance in case somebody misquotes him.
Yeah, I know what the command does in there. Yeah, so like mid-30s, but then in some of your American ones, like your BCGs and the big ones, they're like 50s.
The American ones are as well. Is that fam?
Yeah, fam, you're eating good there. So that's like 50k starting salary, most likely around like 40 to 50. So yeah,
Those are amazing. Those are amazing insights.
This is let's say entry level to 2 years experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But then going back to my question, when man drops, man's an investment banker still. What's the thing saying? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the response like? What
I'm not an investment banker, but obviously when you hear that, fam, you see the teal girls are looking for these rich men. Fam, literally, fam. So obviously, like, wow, you got money like that, innit? Yeah. I don't know. Like tell me what I do in it. I'm not that sort of person, but obviously when I was working, because I'm in insurance now. But before this, when I graduated, I moved into like asset management.
Okay.
The one American boutique firm, and obviously, I don't tell people where I work, but when I say it to people, like, oh, you work there, innit? What? But some people are like, what firm is that? Because my firm is like an American one, so they don't really like know it like that.
Yeah.
But when you say, investment analyst, Ross, you're like numbers, so you're making money.
Yeah.
I was like, number one, the hour you're doing is not nice.
Yeah.
Like,
That's it.
When my previous job, fam, hours of this.
Can you let us know what hours were you doing?
So
and this is entry level.
So like. It's 9 to 5 on your contract. Yeah. But
that's what they put on paper.
Honestly, it's all on paper.
I'm up at 8, making sure I'm ready for 9. And then you finish when you're finished. Like when you have the stuff done, in it.
When the work is done.
Prioritizing it. Yeah, so.
Were you working in the city?
Yeah, so I was unfortunately, obviously, I started during lockdown, innit?
Oh, you didn't even get to enjoy again.
So I think I went to the interviews in the office. And then when I got the job, literally lockdown started in March.
Damn, my guy didn't get to enjoy the views.
And the office is nice.
No, that's pain because you know one thing, that office lifestyle
is
went
what
to
you're
city
after.
is nice.
Is
like,
what you're-
I haven't even experienced it, but from the way my brethren talk about it, it's nice still.
Literally.
Well, it's not all like. Do you know what I mean? There's like the miserable getting up to get there and come
I mean,
back.
yeah,
but
But I
there
feel
is
like
that.
being
The
in that
glamorized-
environment, it's
It's
kind of
the
like, do you know what I mean? You
glamorized,
kind of feel like
you're
I'm.
sitting in
Do
your
you know what I mean?
glass
Man's
office.
graduated, man's working in the city
and
now.
that's it, because obviously you graduated. It's your first foray into the working world.
Yeah.
You see it on like Suits when you're looking on the nice.
Yeah.
You like that, you know what I'm saying? So,
It's almost like another dream that you develop type of thing.
Yeah.
Like the
you know,
entrepreneur
throughout your
type.
life, you know, throughout your life, you always develop like, all right, cool, like this is now my dream. Like it can kind of like a change. So it's one of them ones that you didn't even get to experience.
experience like that, innit?
Soon
Couldn't even
comes, soon
smash the
comes, soon
speed like that as
You
well.
know, there's a bottle.
Take the money off in it, but yeah.
But what's good about that is that, Jamie, it's just your first few years in. You've got a long career,
long career.
like to go with that.
Long career.
One of the things I want. Oh wait, sorry.
No, you go on.
So one of the things I want to ask is because one of the reasons why I like your page so much as well is like for people listening as well, Fo's one of those people that has interest and knowledge in multiple areas but is good at it. So what I want to ask more so is the fact that like how do you keep yourself up to date with the financial market and just things in general actually?
No, yeah, I get that quite a lot actually.
Yeah.
I sort of clarify, like, I sort of like do bits a bit on investing, I put like first financials, and I do some stuff on like this politics, like elections or like things that are happening. And I do like career advice as well. That's a big thing I've started recently. Doing advice around like that. So mainly it's just like reading. So like for financial stuff, I have stuff like I'm really into it, but for like let's say anyone wants to get into it, like Bloomberg, CNBC, these are free as well. You get the app. Obviously, Bloomberg, you only get free articles a month, but I have like 3 accounts, so I get free. You know what I mean? Absolutely, I'm not paying.
Gotta play the game.
Play the game. FT, so I pay for FT, so I got that, which is really helpful for me. But literally, fam, CNBC is good enough, and then even look at BBC News to see what's happening in the business sector. That's enough. Keep up to date. In terms of like politics, again, BBC News, FT, Sky News. I follow a few pages. One called Simple Politics. It's really good at explaining things. I like that page. So yeah, that's how I sort of keep up to date. And I obviously have a newsletter which I release every weekend. We get a big breakdown happening in the week in politics sector and the financial sector. I keep up to date anyway. So like it's more sort of just, I don't mind it. Like at the end of the day, I'll see what's happening in the day. I learn a few things on the weekend when I'm writing it up. I'm taking it properly. So that's what I sort of do. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But again, sorry, that's like I enjoying it. So like, I think when you didn't actually enjoy it, so like, I don't really
so
see it, like,
it doesn't even feel like work to you type of thing. Because that's the other thing that I thought was interesting, because like where like you have like multiple aspects of your page and like the finance and the stocks and XYZ, it was kind of like, how are you able to balance it all so well that you deliver good content? Because obviously I don't want to make this sound like I'm taking a shot at other people, but like, you know, some people it can be hard just to give good concise information on one thing alone. Do you get what I'm saying? As whilst you have a good balance of looking at multiple, which I thought is really cool and interesting in the way that you do it. But then later, like you said, when you have an interest in something, it doesn't even feel like homework.
But to be fair, like I like there's been times where I'm like I still want to do how long did I work? Like even I did one yesterday, innit? That one I actually read up at 5:50 and I released at 6:30. Like fam, like
just get it out.
Get it out.
Yeah.
But what I try and do now is that I like to like bulk create content in it. So then like, I'm not just tired. I'm tired of have it there, just releasing it. I try and like plan ahead now. Before I was quite like reactive on the day I'll do it. But that's what's sustainable in it. So when you plan ahead, it makes it a lot more easier.
Keywords is using that.
Yeah, right.
It's a plan ahead because it is
we
not
need
sustainable.
we need to do that GRM thing when we edit it. We'll have plan ahead, so people know what he's spitting.
That's key stuff is saying. I was gonna say what actually got you to do it in a podcast form. So how did you?
So it's actually for me personally. So obviously I was applying for a couple of places, grad schemes in it. Yeah. A few online.
Oh God, no! I hate them.
Fam, they're long.
I hate them.
And then part of it is that you apply for these grad schemes. You actually ask people when they apply, what did that person do in their role? People don't even know. You know, like the basics. what they need to say. That was me as well. I didn't know for some people. I was like, cool. A lot of people want to know what people do in their actual day-to-day role. What's the best way of getting it across to people? Podcasts, innit? So I find people who work in the industry who are quite young, so like a year ahead or 2 ahead of us.
Yeah.
So on a grad scheme like us, innit? They actually explain what you do in that role.
Interesting. Can I stop you there? So, because I was of the impression that a lot of the people that were on your thing were just people that you had on your network, anyways. But are you saying that you actually did approach people just to sort of like add some insight to your podcast?
No, so like, people approached me. So like I was doing like so basically around like last August. I still do it now, but I help people with their CVs. I like to like just help people out. Like
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, he's an all rounder, guys. Bloody
because like. I was doing it for free in it because like another thing, especially for our community, is that we don't have the access to learn how to write a good CV. And we do like if we do, it costs a lot in it. So I was like, cool. I think I got a decent CV. I'm not saying it's the best, but like it's got good stuff. I like to do it. So I was like, cool. I don't mind helping a lot of people trying to apply now to put their CV. I want to get through the stage, especially like coronavirus. Like it's made it a lot harder in it. Our community before that is really hard anyway. So people are like, oh, so I want to apply for this and that. Obviously, I do it for them. And I'll ask them like, okay, cool. Do you know what the role is, or do you have to like write a cover letter? And they're like, oh, but I don't really know what they do in that industry. I was applying for it. I kind of get in it, so I'm like, cool.
That cover letter thing is so jarring as well, isn't it?
What I do is I have the template. I will come and just change 1 or 2 things here and there. Take me as I am.
Take me as I am.
But so just to round up in it. So obviously I was like, cool. quite a lot of people that genuinely know what happened on day to day in that industry, or like also that actual application process. Because if they've gone through the application process and they've actually got the job, they can just give you the gems like that, free game. That's why I call it free game. So like, I get people to do that. Then obviously, like, you know what is gonna happen. If my first one was investment banking in it, I got one guy come on, Michael, and like gave the gems in it, like said, what's actually day to day role like? Yeah. Because sometimes you think you're gonna go to something, you actually don't want it, fam. I thought I was investment banking. When I heard like people are doing 15-hour days every for like the first 2 years, I said, "God, I'm not pushing."
Yeah,
I don't like pushing. Tough. So like, you actually know what it's like, but also what's the process like? What are certain tips you should put in your cover letter or CV that helps you get through the certain rounds in it, and also sort of like how can you get up to date in it? So I always put a part of my every podcast is what resources can people use to get the knowledge of it. And I always drop that. And obviously that's what essentially just free game to everyone, sort of like get into their respective industries.
So let me ask you a question then, yeah. And I'll ask you first, but then everybody can answer afterwards. So when you were deciding what you wanted to do, did you have that moment when, obviously, like maybe when you did the work experience in Niger with your dad, or just at any point, did you have a moment where you were kind of like, this is not what I thought I wanted to do. Do I still want to do this? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I feel like you reach that point where you're about to choose a career path and you have that, oh shit.
The epiphany.
That shit moment, like, I'm not sure, like. And if you did, how did you kind of just think, yeah, I'm going to move past this? I'm asking you this first, but then obviously everybody else answer also.
How I ever had that moment? I just necessarily had that moment, because to be fair, I enjoyed all of them. But I would say there was sometimes in certain internships, I'm like, fam, I'm just tired, fam. I just want to go home. Like the BlackRock one, because obviously this is like an insight you could say. Because I think it's like a policy. I only call it like a full-time internship here. They start treating me different in it, because I have proper like I got to give me more work in it. And obviously like a lot of people that I started to work with, I was the first year, they thought I was second year in it. Oh, okay. So there's probably a bit more expectations. So like, yeah, when they ask you to do something, you have to do it for them on time. Obviously, you're young, it's not nice to you. Some of the deadlines I was giving was like, rah. For final year one, was just one of the long, it was like a week here, we had like a deadline for a client in it. And I also staying behind to like 8, and I was like, oh, I'm in this life, you don't have money, you want to I was like, I don't know if it's for me in it. But then again, I realized that every sort of sector, any job you do, whether in any industry, there's gonna be times where like you're gonna have to go through like tough periods.
Spit in. So you spit in.
You shouldn't really, if you have a view where you don't like work anyway, you should be working anyway. Like, like,
just quit.
So I wouldn't say necessarily I had that, but obviously I had moments where like, okay, cool, I like this industry more, because like, my current role now, it includes politics. I get to have an kind of political risk geographically. So I enjoy that aspect of my role. There's some roles I did where like I'm not crunching numbers. I don't enjoy crunching numbers day in, day out. So like, I know that's not for me in it. So I guess you can sort of throw it out, but I enjoy all them, to be fair, yeah.
Gio?
So remind me of your question again. I was too intrigued with what you said.
So it was kind of just, in fact, you even just got a new job as well, in fact. Mr. Lawyer.
No,
but, yeah. It was more so...
Like Mr. Harvey. You know
but it was more so just along the lines of, like, in the profession that you want to go into, did you have a moment where you thought, this is not quite what I thought it was going to be. Do I want to continue?
Oh, for me, yeah. I started, let's say the legal journey from sixth form times. I don't
mind any. Sorry.
This cable guy.
Sorry. I started the legal journey from like A levels to like 16 going on 17. And what happened was I chose it because I watched Suits. That was actually the only reason. I'm not gonna cap to you.
Listen, Mike Ross.
So then literally, I think we were going to collect our GCSE results, and then you had to pick A levels at the same time. And then I just finished watching the episode of Suits that day. So I walked in there, and then what thing are you picking? Or what choice are you picking? And then I just slapped law on that A level shit, and I continued pushing. Then obviously, learning the law for me, learning the law is very different to practice in the law. You learn the theory, you learn all the like high level cases.
It's definitely not as glamorized as it is.
It's not as glamorized as it's not as glamorized as it is on TV in terms of practice, and even practice is not as glamorized as it is when you're reading like cases. So now when you even doing work experience, I think it got to the stage where I was doing work experience, and the amount of paperwork that it was, I was looking at myself, I was like, nigga, you barely like reading. So like what you doing? But it got to a stage where I began to enjoy even the reality, but I began to enjoy it. And then I kind of just pushed past the idea of the bare paperwork. And
so
then
was it just a thing that you just Like you just thought I'm gonna just stick to it, and you started to enjoy it.
Yeah,
or that
basically,
was
because
just
especially like when you graduate, it gets to a point where you've come too far to turn back now.
okay, yeah.
So you've done this, you might as well just go the whole distance. So and then when you go the distance, you realize you actually enjoy the shit. So
okay,
yeah, that was it for me.
makes sense. But let me let Mr. Man finish chewing. I can't really answer it because I'm still doing my masters, so I'm in the phase where I don't know if I want to continue doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? But
But you okay? Go on. No, you're gone.
But quickly, even though you're doing a master's, that's like even more higher education. So arguably, you kind of like
You've already been there. Yeah, you already.
kind of know what you want to do.
Yeah,
more
but
so than
Don't mind him. He's already worked.
the reason why I'm saying this is because my masters is a change of career path.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Alright, alright,
That's what
I
I'm
heard
saying.
that.
But you would have had moments.
No, 100%. Yeah, I'm going through the moments right now as speaking my masters. I mean, this shit's killing me, fam.
Now, for me, yeah, I'd say I definitely had moments where I thought, is this what I really want to do? Not even, and funny enough, it wasn't during challenges in my little career life, because I'm 2 years into my first job now. Yeah, it would have been during studying it, because at uni you find yourself in it, and where I was involved in a lot of things that I was passionate about, I found that there was stuff that I could have done where I'd be better placed. It'd be for my personality and for my strengths and stuff. But where I'd been in this course for about 2 years, and I kind of had an idea what it takes to be in this role. I was like, I'm just gonna go through with it. And the more you do it, because the thing is, the minute you're able to set a sort of benchmark that you want to reach, it starts to make the stuff exciting. So, do you know what I mean? The minute you kind of put a goal to be like, okay, this is what I'm gonna reach. Like, this is not the best. This doesn't blow my mind. I don't know for a lot of accountants, but you rarely meet a lot of accountants that tell you that accounting blows their minds. You know what I mean? Like, it's I got asked in an interview recently. Oh, I have to cut that shit.
I was about to say, take your time. Take your time. Take it easy. Does it? Beep.
But and I was the man there. I didn't realize how candid I was.
Beep.
But yeah, but obviously, like I got a question about, do you actually enjoy? As in, what do you enjoy about accounting?
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm thinking, what the hell is there to enjoy about accounting?
Yeah.
The most satisfying thing for me usually is if let's say I have to investigate like discrepancies, like something that's off, and when I find it, it's like I'm happy, like I found it. Yes, that's that number. Do you know what I mean? Stuff or like the fact that like I'm on my journey to be chartered now. Do you know what I mean? That excites me. But like, do you know what I mean? So I know that's a very long-winded answer. But yeah, like I have had doubts, but I just put stuff there that's benchmark. Like, that's what I want to get. Yeah, and then it kind of gives a drive for it to be exciting.
Even what he said, I think the main point that stands out was kind of the forethought of where he wants to be. I think I asked this question to every one of our guests. 5 years time, I need you to paint me a picture of where you are in your field.
That's tough, man. So
Tough.
obviously, what I'm in now is obviously insurance. I'm moving. I live in a 21 year, but I'm moving back into asset management. So
Why is that?
I was originally in asset management. My company was a contract role, and obviously they offered an extension, but I was like, you know what? Yeah, I got a grad scheme here. I don't mind just going to do a grad scheme for like a year and a half because we got coronavirus in it. I was like, go grad scheme and see, cool. Go back into asset management after. Cause I've done an internship in insurance the previous year, innit?
Second year, you said.
Yeah, I firm I was doing that, we've actually joined in my firm now, innit? So it's funny.
Crazy, yeah.
And then I was like, I've done it for like a couple months now, like, I don't want to do this. Like,
I don't want to go back here.
I want to go back in it. Like, I enjoy it, but like, I feel like investing is my passion in it, so I'll go back to that. But then it's like 5 years time. Obviously, I don't put like benchmarks per se, like a certain law, like a VP or MD. Obviously, I want to get to that sort of place where you're sort of like experience and that money, but it's sort of like more like, okay, cool.
Sorry, for those that don't understand, this is your lingo that you keep dropping.
Sorry. So like, obviously, you have like different varying levels. So I have an analyst, associate, VP, MD. That's more so actually in investment banking. Asset management is more like analyst, associate. Actually, I like it to say VP, and then I was trying to crap. I realized now, sorry, but yeah, that's it. It's more so like certain skill levels. I'm am I experiencing a certain area? 'Cause obviously, different areas of investment banking, investment management. Sorry, it's like equities, fixed income. Sorry, I'm putting this.
I can relate, yeah.
But I want to go into.
I mean, to a certain degree, I understand.
Yeah. We follow.
Yeah, we follow.
Some things
We
are
follow, you know.
Some things are getting over, but we're good. Yeah.
I want to sort of specialize in that area.
Okay.
Obviously, I want to be earning a certain amount. So I do have like a monetary salary. I want to be earning it.
Yeah, you're a bad man. Of course you will.
But actually, I have more goals in like my personal life. So it's like, because obviously I work, but I have stuff outside. I want to get into like property investing.
Yeah.
I want to like at least have one property by then. I'm like running out and doing that, and yeah, more life goals. So like save X amount of money. So that's sort of more me in it. Sorry if it's not.
No, that's an excellent answer, bro. That's
because I think you. Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I think you even touched on the fact that it goes back to the idea of your 9 to 5 kind of finance or funding, let's say everything else outside your life. So even that property thing, I think that's like even in my family, that's kind of like a theme that everyone, the siblings, want to do. Kind of a case that we're trying to get our property or properties and then rent them out. But I think even property in itself, having obviously, because property is a I would say is a climbing asset or is an increasing asset. Like property will always be property. Like once you have a property, not that you're rich, but the property is not going anywhere. Do you understand me? So yeah, I think you point out a good thing there.
Yeah. One of the questions I even want to speak about this property thing, but I'm conscious of time, so I don't want to ask too many different questions. Yeah. But one of the things I've noticed with property, and I want you to speak on, is nowadays property is a thing where it's seen as an easy avenue to get into, and I know it's not as simple as that. So I wanted just you to give like a quick little explanation in terms of how you kind of look into going into that. And then a follow-up question to that is, if not property, like what is a good investment option for people with small capital?
I like that.
Okay, so that's can I ask the second question more than the first? Because I won't lie, when it comes to property, I know about it, but I'm not necessarily an expert.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's more that my dad got to property in it. So my dad is from, I feel like a lot of Nigerian parents, when they came over, went way up and they started investing in property. I know a lot of like African parents, because obviously it's one of the easiest and like the most liberal ways to like making money, where there's not a lot of obstacles in your way. Innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So like that's like when I start working, I like make sure you save money by 25. Make sure you have money enough to put on a property, even not living there, to rent it out. Because like you're right, it's a stable asset. Land is one of the assets that you can never get rid of. Like a quick fact, like in terms of like all the assets in like asset management, real estate is the most valuable one. Because like on earth, land is the like
expertise coming through.
So that sort of thing. And but in terms of like investment for small capital, I would say like investing in the stock market. So obviously, issue that now is that it's
funny you brought that up. We're gonna go into that. We're gonna enjoy that one. But continue.
So okay, I was touching this more than going to later. Is that literally even with that minimal amount, you invest in the stock market. It's a thing where like someone called compound interest, so your money will compound over time. So like also I was saying, when you invest in stock market, it's not for 3 to 5 years. You're looking at 10, 15, 20 years. A lot of people come in, I want 100% return.
I think you're getting short return.
Yeah.
So that's a good way of like over time building your money, because like essentially the stock market, it's always gonna go up, by the way. Like obviously you have like recessions and that, but over time things actually improve. So it always go up. So you always make a return. Not always, but like So that's what I would say for young people with like minimal capital.
Well, you about to say something, Dave?
Go on.
Oh yeah, it's interesting, delicious one you brought up there, the stock market, because we all know it's been a madness this past few days. I don't, obviously you're not an expert and stuff, but I'm just gonna ask like your view and what you think about what's been going on recently. Like, is everybody aware of what's been? I think it was GameStop and all this. Wait, first of all, how many people actually trade on their phone?
On here?
Yeah.
See, I don't know what I'm doing. So absolutely not. Because
but do you play about with it?
No. I watch people make mistakes, and then I will digest, and then I'll maybe one day when I get a
your hair
confidence.
sitting waiting to possibly make a move.
A lot of people do it very.
Dave, do you trade on your phone?
No. I invest. I don't really trade. I don't really trade. It's more investing. So.
Yeah, like, I think the word I'm looking for is investing, because like I guess.
So what's the difference?
Trading is using such a loose term now, but yeah, go on. Yeah, what would you say the difference is?
GameStop is an example of like it was constantly called trading. So basically, trading investing, arguably they're the same sort of thing you could say, in that trading is just a shorter term version of investing.
Yeah.
In that you're investing for like you usually trade on a day-to-day basis or on a short term or a short time horizon basis.
Yeah.
Investing you buy and hold. You should invest in companies that you believe that will do well over a long period of time. That's why investing. So that's basically the difference.
Yeah. And then with everything that's happened, I just wanted to like, are you? I'm assuming that you're up to date. I don't ask a question that you might know, but like, how interesting is it that how social media is actually affecting
Stock market.
the stock market and like sort of like, I guess in a sense, the global market? You get people in like senators in the US chiming into this. I don't know if the version of the US is the SEC having to like get in the middle of what happened, because I think one of the major companies like got into so much problem they had to like get like a cash injection of over $1 billion or something. Yeah, and stuff. But like, how interesting is it that small social media is, do you know what I mean, is doing what's going on right now?
Nah, it's actually very interesting. There's a lot of different points. Probably won't be touching all of it here, but essentially what it shows you is like the power of people in general. The thing about the stock market is the way they try and make it work is that they try and, I won't say elitist, but essentially that how it works essentially is that rather than you investing yourself, you give it to like a investment company to manage on your behalf in it.
Yeah.
But what you shows here is that the ability of, if you have a group of people who work together in tandem, they can essentially move
mess it up.
But that's called, mess it up. But that's called market manipulation. So the issue of games, because we talk about GameStop in it.
Yeah, GameStop. Yeah.
I mean, give a quick explanation of what happened in it.
Yeah, please.
So
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
obviously, you have like something called hedge funds. Essentially, they're companies that invest, trade. They're a bit booky. Like you have like normal investment management companies.
Very big.
And hedge funds kind of like work outside like the same sort of framework, because investment management companies can only like buy. They can only buy long term. They call it long, and there's something called short. Essentially, when you try and sell a stock, so it goes the other way.
Yeah.
Hedge funds can do that because that's sort of outside the remit of like normal firms.
Yeah.
So they have to essentially short squeeze a company called GameStop. Essentially, what it is that they believe that GameStop was doing quite bad. It's gonna do even worse. So essentially, they called someone. They had options, put options on stocks. Actually, they believe that it would go do bad. So they borrowed stocks from people, sold them, thinking that the price would go down. Yeah. And then they would obviously, let's say I bought stock off you for $20.
Yeah.
I believe it's gonna go down to like 10.
Yeah.
Cool. So I will then take that 20 that stock off you. I'll sell it for 10, and then I'll give back your 20.
Yeah.
So essentially that $10 difference essentially where you make the money on it.
Yeah, is what you kept. Yeah.
So essentially what happened there is obviously like they did it to the extent where essentially they short floated 140%. They shorted more than the actual stocks available.
Jesus Christ.
So essentially would have bankrupted after the company if it worked, because that is more than actually have out there. Obviously people on Reddit saw that. It's like what you call like you're liberal, like defend the people, like the people in it. So that's ethically wrong, and it is ethically wrong.
Yeah.
So that's okay, cool. What they did then was like they all bought
Highly
the
questionable.
stock. So let's say you bought for 20 to sell, yeah. You think it could go down to like 10. What happened is that it's gone up now. And with options, options are different, that your losses are unlimited. So essentially that's why options are very scary to use, in it. You shouldn't be using them for like retail traders. So it's not going higher and higher. So let's say I bought a golf off you 20, yeah. And then it's now, no, I sold it to you for 20, yeah. And then I just give back to someone else, yeah. Now it's worth 80. I have to now go buy these shares on the market at 80, thinking I'll get it for 20. Now I've lost that $60 in it. So it's called Modern Capital. They lost $2 billion. They lost like 50% of their capital. Yeah. And then they had to get a loan for $2 billion and bail out in
It
it.
sounds done right. People good and bad people don't prosper.
Nah, but like it just goes to show you. You see all of this investment stock stuff and everything that happens. Like you touched on it earlier, and you said that like a lot of people like to think that it is for the elitists. But the truth of the matter is, when you think about it, like people that benefit from this kind of stuff, they're up there. There's people that have the money to benefit from it, and at the end of the day, like it's like when no one's looking, these lot are there getting away with just chopping bread, and then a bunch of people on Reddit have said, "Do you know what? Yeah, we're going to create our own little hedge fund and then turn it around on them." And then
the danger though was, the reason why it was, even though what they did was admirable, the reason why it's wrong is that the capital that these hedge funds have here, it comes from like various places. So one is like private capital from the individual people.
So you're messing up someone's life.
Institutional investors are called like pension funds. So you know when you have your pension,
Yeah.
So the money they give you, they give it to these hedge funds to give them the return, so they can pay your pension.
And they've gone to go and use that money.
Pension. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So when you're effing the hedge funds, you're essentially effing someone's pension. So that's sort of like the
moralistic.
The cycles have been mad.
Yeah. Obviously, it has brought up a better hedge fund. Like hedge funds shouldn't. I don't like hedge funds in it. They shouldn't be working. Like ability to short a market isn't. It plays an important role. I don't want to go into why it plays an important role, but it's kind of wrong in essence. Like you shouldn't be able to do that. But I would say people should get. When people want to get invested now, it's good. Like you're helping sort of like improve your income and long term and your wealth. Make sure you actually research before you go into it. Because I create a group chat, and there's some. I'm probably gonna get paid out, but people in that group chat will come in now.
Say what you can say. We can edit. Don't worry.
They said, "Oh, guy, buy this penny stock, buy this stock here, da da da." And I always, because I create a group chat, I always say, make sure when we put stock in, put your rationale behind it. I always do that, and I always ask them, "What's the rationale?" I went up 100% the other day. And I'm like, fam, I want to build out the group chat. I found it, but I was like, cool, I'll leave them in it. I was like, oh no, I'm like, okay, guys, maybe like do a bit of research behind it. Because even though if you can make money, you can leave money just like that.
Quick. That's the fear. That if you're not careful and you blink and then everything it just plummets down. That's the fear.
And that's part of my page. Like, I have to invest. I want to sort of like help educate people. Even myself, I'm not an expert, but like I know about it. Innit? Even me, I actually don't invest individually. I invest in something called like funds. It's essentially like these people who do it full time. You invest in their fund and they manage your money for you. That's better than you yourself doing it. So that's like because with GameStop, the bad part is that obviously the stocks it's plummeted like 80% since it reached its high in it. And people who bought at the top when it was going up, and now I've seen like if you go on Reddit right now, there's a lot of thread on it like the other day. People have lost literally like hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of pounds. They lost their life savings because they bought at the top and it's dipped. And that's what happens when you just invest for like for vibes.
For gossip and
stock and vibes.
So.
Stock and vibes. I think we've had an amazing conversation. Is there any major that anyone else wants to say?
The last real question I want to ask you was more so just in terms of like where you want your page to go in terms of like, because obviously it's growing now and it's doing well and it's only going to get better, but just like in terms of like your plans for the page really, and just like how you feel about everything, I guess, really.
It's a good question. Like I thought about this quite a lot in it. So I had two routes. Essentially, keep it as it is, like for fun in it, or maybe just try monetizing it. Because obviously, if I can monetize a little bit, I'll try and do that. But for me, the main goal, what I started for, was essentially just to share knowledge. Like, just keep people informed in it. So if I can just continue to keep people informed, growing, like, help people understand stock markets, what's happening in politics, what's happening in Africa, I'm happy. Obviously, growing the page more followers wise is good, but also maybe like example, okay, I'll let you guys know this now. I'm releasing next week. I'm doing like a webinar. I like investing for beginners. Some people, I have like people on the panel as well. Like help people understand how to invest, get the knowledge, so they can go out there and start doing that. So I can start doing that for people, help them improve the knowledge. Actually keep people informed what's happening in politics. That for me is good. Long term, I don't know, like if I use my page as a brand to sort of like work with like companies or work with certain charities to sort of like put things in place to help empower people in general, whether that be economically or politically. Again, I'd be quite happy, but I see how it goes, man.
Listen, I gotta say, man, I don't think you realize how amazing the work that you're doing is. Like, it's
100.
Like, I think because it might. Probably because it comes so naturally to you.
And you enjoy it.
You just see it as an extension and stuff, but you do not need to be doing any of this. Do you know what I mean? Like, we know so many people that have got the access that you've got and they don't even think twice. These are just trying to, bread up and be on them penthouses and stuff. But I think it's amazing what you're doing. Like, I would definitely be in contact to see how, we can collaborate and help people. And, you should keep going, bro. Plug your page because you didn't actually.
Oh yeah. So it's called Full Perspectives on Instagram. I started on Instagram for now. It's the only platform I have it on. I have the page as well, but Full Perspectives is FO. Then Perspectives the word. Yeah, you can go follow that up. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on, man.
It's just I've enjoyed this. I've had fun. I've been educated. This is it's an amazing pod. Lads, any other things that you want to say?
Well, man,
you really encapsulated everything.
Dave wants to jump out and watch that.
He does, honestly. That's it. My guy's itching.
Man, don't even do this to me. We're still losing. Like.
Listen,
I'm sure it's still 1-0 below, innit?
Yeah, it is. I think it probably still is.
If it's still 1-0, then Arsenal's gonna win.
Probably finished, fam.
Yeah.
We'll end up starting another pod.
Yeah. Let me round up. I just want to thank everyone for listening to the pod. Make sure that you do follow us on Twitter. On Twitter is at UnFilteredPod1. On Instagram is at UnFilteredPod_.
YouTube should be out soon as well.
YouTube's gonna be out soon now. Follow us on Spotify and make sure you subscribe, you rate and you comment on Apple Podcasts. But from everyone at Unfiltered, we're out.